seeing over time how as students get to know and appreciate more and more of the story of what God has done the last 2,000 years, and watching as people, particularly once they've done it for a while, start to make some connections into their own context, into their own lives, their own story. That's quite an exciting thing for me.
As I teach, I'm able to show brothers and sisters things in the Bible that excite me, and it's great to see them get excited, and it's great that we as a whole family can grow together as we read God's Word together.
I love the students, love sharing life with them, I love getting to open the Bible with them in class and chapel, love the hundreds of conversations that take place kind of week after week after week after week about things that really matter.
For me in particular, after having lived in the States for so many years, it's a chance to give something to the church, back to the church in Australia. That's a great way of spending this part of my career.
I love seeing students get a concept and then apply it in their lives, and especially in their ministries. So visiting someone who has come out of QTC and seeing them preaching and using the principles that we've taught in an exegesis class or something like that.
And I think for me, the joy for me is when I see students for whom the lights go on and they start to be able to draw the connections and see that all this stuff about who God is and who the Lord Jesus is and about what He's done for us and what it means to be made by Him, the nature of the Christian life. These things aren't just things to believe, they're actually resources we draw on that enable us to better follow the Lord Jesus.
I first thought of invisibility, but then that got a little creepy. So I thought, related to the classroom, I thought it'd be great to be able to stop time, especially when someone asks you a question, you have no idea the answer,
really good, yeah.
and you can stop time and kind of go to the library and read about that, and then come back and seem like you're really smart and you have a perfect answer to it.
Yeah.
How about you, Gary?
I'd just like to be able to reach the top shelf in the library.
I can help you with that. You can use my superpower.
Our kids live back in the States, so I'd like to have the superpower of teleportation, being able to sort of zip back to be my friends and family in the States and to be able to zip back here very quickly.
Yes, I think for me, if I look into my grubby heart as to which superpower would most interest me, it would probably either be some kind of invulnerability like Superman has, because then you can't get hurt, or it would be some kind of immortality, where you don't face any risk of dying. And I suspect at heart of both, if I was given a choice, would be the same issue. I don't like the prospect of dying, and I don't like the prospect of being hurt. And so a power that would make me immune to either of those would be very attractive.
Sounds good as well. No, for me, I think the first thing that comes to mind would be the power to be able to travel through time. So I can go back, particularly back in the past, to
You really are a historian.
interesting times. I am, yeah, I love it. And but again, probably similar to Mark, I think that there could be something, maybe not so great at the root of that. Recognising that perhaps I think our own time potentially it is as hard or as easy or as interesting or as challenging as any other time to live as one of God's people.
That'd be easy. That's my wife. Because without her, I wouldn't get anything right. I would be dressed wrongly. And I'm a real people person. I need support, and she's beautiful.
Oh my goodness, I'm in trouble. I'm in so much trouble now. My wife would be... No, the question is, what thing would you bring?
Oh,
not person.
sorry.
So that's my out
I
on
cheated.
this. No, that's okay. I'm going to go with thing, just so I'm not looking really bad. So I'm assuming we're a desert island, no electricity, so no computers, no Kindle, no phones. So we've got to do it retro. Got to go back to an old world, so it has to be a book, and it's got to be a book. It's one thing. It's a book that you'd want to be a big book. Have to be a big book, and a book that you'd want to read over time and time again. I wonder what book that would be.
What would that be, Doug?
Yeah, I'm not too sure.
You thought I was going to say Bible, didn't she? And look, that'd be a high contender. But what I would actually take is my iPhone. Why would I say that? If I'm banking in this modern age on being identified and picked up from the desert island within 24, 48 hours, so I think the Australian authorities are pretty good at search and rescue these days, so I think I wouldn't be on the island that long. This iPhone actually has my Bible on it, but as well as I wouldn't just get my Bible. I'd have the Bible, which I think is really important. But on top of having my Bible, I'd have obviously the ability to call perhaps the Australian Search and Rescue authorities if I'm within range. But I'd also have all kinds of other games and things I could amuse myself while I'm waiting to be picked up as an Australian taxpayer. So that's what I'd do.
Yeah, the risk of being too objectifying, the thing I would take is my wife. If I wasn't allowed to take my wife because it needs to be a thing, I'd probably take a boat so I could just get off the island. Yep.
My first thought was the U.S. Navy, if that would help, but
They're otherwise.
that's probably not what you're thinking. I mean, I naturally thought of a book and maybe like a Kindle where I could have if there was access. You know,
Smart.
to all these things.
Cheating, but
It's
smart.
cheating, yeah. But I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. Part of me wants to say a ball, a round ball, a soccer ball. Yeah, but
Good answer.
come up with a smart answer.
Suntan lotion or
Yes. How to escape deserted
Yeah,
islands?
right.
Kicked. Yeah. Yes. Sunscreen.
so I wouldn't get
Yes.
cancer or something, you know.
Yes. That's, sorry,
Did we fail on that one?
That was really lame.
Cut that from.